Hello! We're excited to show you our native speech capabilities, where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started. If you're over 60 and your legs feel heavy by the end of the day, your feet tingle at night, or you're waking up with painful cramps, this might not be just aging like everyone keeps telling you. Those cold toes, swollen ankles, that dragging feeling when you walk, those are early warning signs that your leg circulation is already struggling. And here's the scary part. Most people ignore them until something serious happens, like nerve damage, dangerous blood clots, or even a stroke. Now here's where it gets wild. There's one vitamin, and no, it's not magnesium, that can naturally help restore leg circulation after 60. It's something most seniors are actually deficient in, yet it directly targets the root cause of poor blood flow. Even crazier? You probably already have it sitting in your kitchen right now. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the 5 clear warning signs your circulation is compromised and reveal the one vitamin that supports healthier blood flow, warmer feet, fewer cramps, and stronger legs as you age. And trust me, once you hear this, you'll never look at those normal aging symptoms the same way again. All right, so before we get into the vitamin itself, let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body when circulation starts to go downhill, because once you understand this part, everything else is going to click. Think of your circulatory system like the highway system here in the US. When traffic is moving smoothly, supplies get delivered on time. Oxygen, nutrients, hormones, everything reaches where it's supposed to go. Your legs feel strong, your feet stay warm, and walking doesn't feel like a chore. But when circulation slows down, it's like rush hour with lane closures everywhere. Blood starts backing up, oxygen can't get through, and problems show up fast, especially in your legs and feet. Poor circulation usually starts quietly. Blood flow becomes sluggish or partially blocked, most often in the lower body. This can happen from plaque building up in the arteries, weakened vein valves that can't push blood back up, high blood pressure, diabetes, lack of movement, or just the wear and tear that comes with aging. The scary part is how subtle it feels at first. A little ankle swelling, cold toes at night, minor discomfort when walking. Most people shrug it off and say, that's just getting older. But here's the truth. Those are your body's early warning alarms. When blood vessels lose flexibility, the risk of clots goes way up. When blood can't circulate properly, your body struggles to flush out toxins, leading to inflammation, infections, and faster aging overall. That's why experts in regenerative medicine are crystal clear about this. Without healthy blood flow, healing and vitality take a serious hit. The good news? When circulation issues are caught early, they can often be improved or even reversed with the right nutrition and daily habits. And that's exactly where we're headed next, because the symptoms follow a very clear pattern. And once you recognize them, you'll see why the vitamin I'm about to reveal matters so much. So now that you understand how circulation quietly starts to fail, let's talk about the first warning sign your body sends. And this one is easy to spot if you know what to look for. Have you noticed changes in the color of your feet or ankles? Maybe they look unusually pale, slightly bluish, or you're seeing dark patches that weren't there before. This isn't a skin issue. This is your body struggling to deliver oxygen. When blood flow drops, your skin literally changes color because it's being starved of oxygen-rich blood. That's why these areas often feel cold to the touch and take forever to heal if you get a small cut or scrape. And once healing slows down, infections become a real risk. Now, here's warning sign number 2, leg cramps when walking or at night. If you've ever been walking and suddenly felt a sharp cramp that forced you to stop, that's not just a muscle acting up. That's something called intermittent claudication. It happens when narrowed arteries can't deliver enough oxygen to your leg muscles. Nighttime cramps are even telling. You're lying still, relaxed, and suddenly your leg locks up in pain. That's your muscles literally crying out for oxygen they're not getting. No wonder it wrecks your sleep. Next comes warning sign number 3, that pins and needles tingling or numbness in your feet. Most people blame posture or sitting too long, but when this becomes frequent, it's a sign your nerves aren't getting enough blood. Nerves need constant circulation to function properly. Over time, poor blood flow stresses those nerves, leading to balance issues, weaker reflexes, and a much higher risk of falling. And that's a big deal, especially after 60. Then there's warning sign number 4, cold feet even on warm days. If it's summer and your feet still feel like ice, blood isn't reaching your toes the way it should. This often points to narrowed or blocked arteries and weakens your feet's ability to protect themselves from injury and infection. And finally, warning sign number 5, varicose and spider veins. Those bulging, twisted veins or web-like red and purple lines aren't just cosmetic. They form when vein valves weaken and blood pools in your lower legs, creating swelling, discomfort, and that heavy, dragging feeling by evening. And here's the part most people miss. When several of these signs show up together, it means circulation is already compromised. Which brings us to the big question: what actually fixes this at the root? Alright, so now that you can clearly recognize the warning signs, let's talk about the one vitamin that addresses every single one of them and why it works so differently from what most people are told. The vitamin that helps restore leg circulation after 60 is vitamin B3, also known as niacin. And I know what you're thinking. Why does everyone talk about magnesium for leg cramps, but hardly anyone mentions this? Here's the deal. Magnesium helps muscles relax, which can ease cramps temporarily, but it doesn't fix the real problem. It doesn't improve blood flow. Vitamin B3 does. Vitamin B3 works at the root cause by naturally expanding your blood vessels. This process is called vasodilation, and it's a game changer for circulation. When your blood vessels widen and relax, blood can move freely instead of struggling through narrow, stiff pathways. Picture trying to water your lawn with a kinked hose versus a fully open one. Same water pressure, totally different results. That's exactly what V3 does for your arteries and veins. When circulation improves, oxygen and nutrients finally reach your leg muscles, nerves, and skin the way they're supposed to. That's why people often notice less leg fatigue, fewer cramps, warmer feet, and that heavy, dragging feeling starts to fade. And it doesn't take years. Many seniors notice improvements within just a few weeks of getting enough B3. But V3 doesn't stop there. It also plays a huge role in heart and artery health by lowering bad LDL cholesterol and increasing good HDL cholesterol. High LDL is one of the main reasons plaque builds up in arteries in the first place. By helping balance cholesterol, V3 keeps blood vessels clearer and more flexible, which directly supports healthy circulation in your legs. This is why V3 is so powerful. It doesn't just mask symptoms, it works upstream, fixing what's causing them. And the science backs this up, showing better circulation, fewer leg pain, and improved walking ability in people with adequate V3 levels. But here's something that might surprise you even more. Most adults under 60 are actually deficient in V3, and they don't even know it. And that's exactly what we're unpacking next. So here's the part that really blows people's minds. V3 deficiency is incredibly common after 60, and almost nobody is checking for it. Not because it isn't important, but because the symptoms creep in so slowly that they get brushed off as normal aging. Cold feet, heavy legs, poor sleep from nighttime cramps, tingling and numbness. Doctors hear these complaints all the time, and most assume it's just what happens as we get older. So people get told to stretch more, take magnesium, or just live with it. But in a lot of cases, the real issue is simply that the body isn't getting enough V3 to keep blood vessels healthy and flexible. And when seniors do get enough V3, the results can be dramatic. Studies have shown that people with adequate V3 levels have significantly better circulation, fewer cardiovascular problems, and lower rates of peripheral artery disease. One study found that older adults who increased their V3 intake saw up to a 40% reduction in leg cramping and numbness in just 8 weeks. Another showed improved walking distance and less pain in people who used to cramp up after just a few minutes on their feet. This isn't guesswork, it's solid science. And yet, V3 is still one of the most overlooked nutrients for seniors. So the obvious question becomes, how do you actually get enough of it? The good news is you don't need anything fancy. Some of the best sources are foods many people already enjoy. Skinless chicken breast, eggs, salmon, tuna, and almonds are all loaded with vitamin B3. Just one piece of chicken breast about the size of a deck card gives you more than half of your daily needs. A 3-ounce serving of salmon delivers almost a full day's worth in one serving. Tuna is a